It is 6:12 p.m. and I am at where I'm dropping off this lovely steel bar. I guess I'm in between rain showers right now. You may be able to tell that it's a little bit moist on the ground. 10 minutes ago it was torrential rain, and now my truck is already dry. So hey, I figured I would, now that I have the opportunity, I would get out and show you what I've got. I've been to this place many times, and it's near Savannah, Illinois. And my work assignment always says there's parking here. This will be my first time parking here. I knew that the parking would be limited, and I'm the only one here, so maybe it's just limited to me. I do not know, but I guess I will find out. I always trust my work assignment, though. If it says I can park here, then it's got to be true. It's like the internet. You know, if it's posted on the internet, then it's rock solid true. I started taking some of this apart, and then I realized, hey, let's wait and videotape this because I have the opportunity. It's still early. I started out with this load in, where was I? North of Detroit, Michigan. And if you've seen on the news, there was an incident on I-75 in the Michigan/Toledo area, which totally clogged up traffic. Apparently a individual in a vehicle, I don't know the whole story. All I heard was what was on the CB, is that somebody was armed and holding themselves up, and everybody traffic was blocked in both directions. So it took me a couple hours to get out of there. And then I hit the disaster of Chicago on Interstate 80. That place is a mess. Every time I go through there, it's like wall-to-wall construction now through that zone of Indiana and Chicago off on I-80. I dread going through there. Yeah. Anyway, this isn't really shiny. They store it outside, as you can see. Thanks to the rain, it's washed off any dust that may have accumulated while I drove here. Then we put this, I say we, I'm the only one here. I put these, what I call a belly wrap, connects there, wraps around the product, back over the top and down on the other side, and I do that to the front and the back, and it does really well. I call it a belly wrap. Somebody else can call it a whatever they want. The flippity flu doesn't matter to me. The main thing is that I'm not saying my way is the right way. I'm a very inexperienced truck driver, but I have seen people that have wrapped this underneath and connected on the other side. So basically there's no down force applied to the product at all. It's just squeezing it together. So if there's any vibration, it can hop off the deck, where this not only squeezes it together but also holds it down to the deck. Like I said, you can choose to do it any way you want. I'm just explaining the way I did it. As you can see, this is the #1 recommended way Maverick teaches us to secure our product. And so that's what I do. It's always as close to the timbers as possible, because if you, let's say I were to do it in here, there's no dunnage underneath, and I tighten down a chain, can definitely do some, even though this is pretty thick bar and they're going to cut it up, and this is a forge and they make, like most of them, car parts. They'll cut this down into, they'll heat it up and cut it down into 6-inch lengths. And I don't know exactly what they make here, but I've seen them chopping these things up. So, but even so, even though a little bend in the bar may not matter to their manufacturing process, that's not always the case. So I always try to secure it this way in order to prevent any damage. and any questions whatsoever, because I know I can tighten this fairly tight and it would put a bend in the steel bar, but I don't want that. Typically we'd in addition to this, as you can see, there's dunnage in between each of the stacks. Maybe it's not looking very bright as I look at it on my screen, but the sun is having weird effects on the lighting, and that's just an extra. The dunnage in there actually provides extra securement in a way. I'm trying to avoid this giant puddle here. I could probably go fishing later. Hey, tracking animals. I think that's a truck driver. I can tell by the pattern of his boots that he is a very handsome guy. Whatever truck driver made these prints. He's got a nice looking truck too. Yesterday I had an opportunity to, since I've got nothing else to look at, I guess I'll just hold still here. I had an opportunity to do a 30-minute break at a car dealership. Luckily they had parking, and of course I planned this out, and did a 30-minute break there and took a look at a truck, an F450. This was in Michigan, so it's quite a ways from my home. I don't know the odds of getting a load from, where did I start out? Fort Smith, Arkansas, and delivering to northern Detroit area. And I was like, hey, there's a truck I'm interested in, but never thought I'd get a chance to look at. This one drives right next to that car lot. It's a big dealership too. I can't remember the name of it now. So I scoped it out on the maps, found out if there was parking, and there was, because they deliver cars there via large trucks. So otherwise I wouldn't attempt to do anything like that without advanced planning, because if you go into these areas like this without even taking in consideration trucks may not be allowed on the roads, then you're signing yourself up for some pain, possible pain. So I avoid all that by calling ahead, getting permission, scouring maps, Google and truck maps, atlases, to make sure that these are not unauthorized roads for trucks. And so that's where I spent my 30-minute break yesterday. Today, where did I spend it at? Oh, at a Flying J, fueling up after I finally got out of, or west of Toledo. And now here I am. As you can see, I think there's going to be more clouds coming from the west. I guess that's directly west that way, because see the sun west? Yeah, it's setting. If you look to the east, there's now blue sky where it used to be torrential rain and dark clouds. So today is Thursday. My appointment is at 8:30 tomorrow morning at this location. But I will wake up and usually strict appointment times, unless they're so strict that they give you instructions not to show up early. Many times it's just to space the trucks out, and I don't mind waiting until 8:30. I know when my appointment time is, and I'm prepared to deliver at that time. But I have because I've delivered here before and I know how they do their shipping and receiving, odds are that I will be able to deliver as soon as they start receiving in the morning. And we'll go from there. I predict I will end up going southeast a little bit to go pick up some coiled rod. The trick is where is it going to go? Because I am directly north of where I live and I need to travel south. So if they have me heading east, that's not a good thing. And yeah, because my wife wants me to come home and I want me to come home. So that's it for now. Oh, did I mention I sold my Jeep? I think I did. Yeah. All right. It's time to track down this truck driver that left these boot prints.